Vaquero Radio is brought to you in part by the Interdisciplinary Programs and Community Engagement. One of UTRGV's newest degrees is the BA in Human Dimensions of Organizations. The HDO makes liberal arts work for you. It teaches students to use the humanities and social behavioral sciences to understand workplace interactions and how organizations can best serve their employees, customers, and clients. The introductory course, HDOS 2301, will be offered in the fall of 2024 and fulfills core curriculum requirements. If you think education should work for you, then visit utrgv.edu/HDO and register for HDOS 2301.
Good morning, Vaqueros. Today is Monday, March 4th, and it is currently 79 degrees Fahrenheit outside. We're coming to you live from our Brownsville studio. I am Fernanda Gonzalez.
I am Pete Mendoza, and this is Vaquero News.
You're listening to Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
The United States President visited the RGV last week to talk about a bill in waiting for approval of Congress. Here's Fernanda Gonzalez with the story.
During his visit to Brownsville, U.S. President Joe Biden urged former President Donald Trump to join him in asking Congress to pass a bipartisan bill that would address immigration and border security.
Join me, or I'll join you, in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together. You know and I know it's the toughest, most efficient, most effective border security bill this country has ever seen.
Biden visited the Brownsville Border Patrol Station last week to hear the necessities of the border agencies and speak about the bill that would increase the help on border cities. Biden listened to the concerns from officers from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Officers from the three agencies explained to Biden their main areas of opportunities and their most crucial needs. Biden said it is time to act on the bipartisan border security bill that will help address the immigration influx, adding the country cannot wait any longer.
Say it again, they desperately need more resources. They need more agents, more officers, more judges, more equipment in order to secure our border.
Biden said the bill in Congress includes a comprehensive plan to fix the broken immigration system, but he has yet to hear a response. He added months ago, he and his team began negotiations with a bipartisan group of senators, which includes Republicans and Democrats, that resulted in a border security deal that the country has never seen.
Pretty basic. With this deal, we could hire 1,500 additional border security agents. We also need more immigration judges to help handle the backlog.
He said the bill would introduce a new efficient and fair process for the government to consider asylum claims and reduce the estimated wait time from 5 to 7 years to less than 6 months.
The U.S. Senate needs to reconsider this bill, and those senators who oppose it need to set politics aside and pass it on merits.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas echoed Biden's comments about the importance of passing bipartisan legislation.
Importance of passing the bipartisan legislation to fix our broken immigration system and add much-needed resources cannot be overstated, nor can the heroism of our personnel who accomplish so much for our country.
Trump also made a stop to a Texas border city, Eagle Pass, where he was joined by Governor Greg Abbott. This is Fernanda Gonzalez for Vaquero Radio.
Texas State Secretary stops by the UTRGV Edinburgh campus to educate students on one of the most important rights. Here's Fernanda Gonzalez with more.
State Secretary Jay Nelson visited the UTRGV Edinburgh campus Tuesday to educate attendees about voting so all Texans who cast a ballot have all the information they need. Nelson is visiting universities and colleges across the state and said students need to remember an important website that serves as the official webpage to find voting information.
VoteTexas.gov is the official website from my office with all of the voting information that you will need. But for college students particularly, you're going to have to make some decisions about voting.
Although the deadline to register to vote for the March 5th primary election passed, Nelson said there is still time to register for other elections that will take place this year. She said she encourages everyone to take advantage of the right to vote. She noted to attendees that their student IDs are not an approved proof of identification.
Take your Texas driver's license, or here are those 7 forms. Your Texas driver's license, a Texas personal identification card, a passport, a Texas handgun license, a military identification card, a citizenship certificate, or a Texas election identification certificate. Any of those 7 would work.
Vaquero Radio asked Nelson what her thoughts were on Texas voter turnout being lower compared to other states, to which she replied she did not know why it is so low.
I would offer encouragement to change it. Educate people, tell them where to go to vote, what they need to take with them, how to vote. And the other thing is, you all can help with this. Talk it up. Talk it up. Go vote. Did you vote?
Marketing sophomore Emmanuel Ayala said the state secretary was repetitive.
But again, we are in a time of elections, so you're going to be hearing it everywhere no matter what. But it was pretty cool hearing it from her.
Nelson said she encourages students to go out and vote.
Your vote does count. And if you look at numbers, it's abysmally low how many people take advantage of this precious right. And I'm hoping your generation of some people that I'm sitting out here will change that, because your vote does count. It does count, every vote.
Students were able to cast a ballot during early voting from February 20th to last Friday on the on-campus polling stations located on Brownsville Interdisciplinary Academic Building for Cameron County and on the Edinburgh Student Academic Center for Hidalgo County. This is Fernanda Gonzalez for Vaquero Radio. As March arrives, so does the annual commemoration of Women's History Month. The month serves as a time to celebrate the achievements and contributions of women throughout history, while also highlighting the ongoing fight for gender equality. Ariana Gallardo has more.
2 women at UTRGV says they encourage others to work hard and fight for their dreams and not wait for someone else to do it for them. Women's History Month is a reminder for the progress made and the work still to be done in advancing women's rights and empowerment. History professor Mayra Lizette Avila, who specializes in gender, labor, and migration, emphasizes the importance of recognizing the often overlooked contributions of women in shaping society. Avila says she believes Women's History Month is an opportunity to educate and inspire future generations to continue advocating for gender equality.
Women's History Month helps women see other achievements, see women achieve and hear history of other women achieving things.
Avila said that the Gender Studies program and her field of studies served as a platform to highlight the resilience and determination of women throughout history. Through studying these contributions, she hopes to empower women to strive for greater recognition and equality in areas of life.
Instead of waiting somebody to be that woman, be that woman. It is your power to do it. Don't wait for somebody to knock down that door for you.
UTRGV women basketball point guard Tiara Trotter says she encourages women to take charge of their own success and not rely on others to pave the way for them. She added she believes that by being proactive and confident in their abilities, women can break down barriers.
Know what I want out of this, and you got to work hard for it. Just chasing your dream.
Asked what Women's History Month means to her, Trotter replied that she feels the month gives women the spotlight to express themselves.
Women don't get that much exposure from any sports that they play, so I feel like it means a lot to women to really express themselves.
This is Ariana Gallardo for Vaquero Radio.
The U.S. president canceled student debt for thousands of students on February 21st. Pete Mendoza has the details.
U.S. President Joe Biden and his administration announced Wednesday the forgiveness of $1.2 billion worth of student debt through the Saving on a Valuable Education Repayment Plan, also known as the SAVE. UTRGV Assistant Professor of Political Science Alvaro Corral said the SAVE repayment plan will affect only people who qualify.
He's attempted to gradually cancel student loan debt through executive action. Last week's announcement under this new SAVE program is going to affect about 150,000 borrowers who qualify for about $1 billion or so dollars, or perhaps a couple billion in relief for these borrowers.
He says people who qualify would be students who borrowed less than $12,000 and have been paying for over 10 years. Corral says the Biden administration attempted a similar effort last year on a greater scale, affecting millions of borrowers. This caused controversy between states and had a majority of the U.S. Supreme Court against the idea. For this reason, the Biden administration scaled the SAVE plan down to fit a more realistic approach with less legal issues. Corral says the Biden administration sees the plan having a positive effect on the economy.
They're making the argument here that, by mostly sort of disproportionately young people not having to be saddled with this much debt, they could spend that money elsewhere in the economy, sort of continue to sort of drive the economy and make it stronger.
The political science assistant professor also says Biden could be using this as a move to drive his campaign and gain influence in younger voters for the primary election Tuesday. Integrated health science sophomore Emily Ramirez says she agreed with Biden and his administration's SAVE plan.
A lot of people have a lot of student loans, and so the fact that he's helping out with that, I bet is really helpful for a lot of people.
Biomedical science senior Alexa Guevara said she knows some students do go into debt trying to obtain an education.
I feel like that would help them get relief from that, because I know sometimes we don't really have the time to work as much, or we don't make enough money at our jobs, so I feel like that would help students a lot.
For more information on the SAVE plan, visit whitehouse.gov. This is Pete Mendoza for Vaquero Radio.
Last week, Student Activities, the Student Union, and Campus Activities Board shared the Mexican tradition and culture with UTRGV. Pete Mendoza was also there.
UTRGV, students, faculty, and staff who experienced Charreada Wednesday on the Brownsville campus were treated to a day filled with Charros Day's tradition through food, dance, music, and games. Associate Director of Student Union, Sergio Martinez, said Charreada has always been a part of the school's history.
It's the student event that the campus community can participate in that honors the tradition, the citywide traditions of Charro Days. And we've hosted it annually now since the founding of UTRGV, and we're happy to continue that tradition.
Psychology senior Vanessa Ortega said it's amazing having a way to express the culture of the Valley in the school.
I love how we incorporate our traditions here. I think it's really nice to celebrate our culture.
Martinez says this year the event had a lot more entertainment than previous years. The key performance of the event were dancing horses, live music from La Lección and Mariachi Siete Leguas, and a dance performance by Ballet Folklorico and the Brownsville Early College High School Dancing Stars. Different activities and games were available for the attendees to enjoy, from a space hopper race to an elote eating contest to a wapango contest. Since student organizations hosted the activities, they were able to connect with students in a more fun and active way. Social work junior Rosa Sanchez said Charreada was a beautiful event to enjoy.
This is my favorite event of the year. It's so colorful and I love seeing everyone so happy.
Martinez said the event even had different choices of snacks and food.
Student organizations were selling different kinds of snacks to the students. Chartwells was also offering a special buffet. As part of the celebration, they were doing tacos al pastor.
The associate director says the student union will host future events such as Union Unplugged, the Distinguished Speaker Series, and a Selena tribute concert. For more information on events, visit utrgv.edu/studentunion. This is Pete Mendoza for Vaquero Radio.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
And now time for Vaquero Sports.
The University of Texas Rio Grande Valley made an announcement Wednesday that it bought HEB Park for its football program debuting in 2025. Victoria Gonzalez with the story.
And from this day moving forward, it will be the primary home for Vaqueros football.
Previously known as HEB Park to now the UTRGV Stadium, college football officially has a new home and made its mark down in the Rio Grande Valley. Vice President and Director of Athletics Chase Conk announced that UTRGV now owns a stadium and is excited to bring Division I football to Edinburgh during a news conference Wednesday. From 2017 to 2023, HEB Park was known as the home of the RGV FC Toros until the organization ended all operations December 18th. With the capacity of almost 10,000 and 20 acres of festival grounds, the stadium also offers a 43-foot by 24-foot LED video board, 30 luxury and 8 patio suites, and an amphitheater holding an additional 2,500 people. Edinburgh Mayor Ramiro Garza Jr., who also attended the news conference, discussed the impact this facility will have.
We're talking about an economic boost to our city and our region, over $100 million in economic impact here to our city and to our region.
During the news conference, President of UTRGV Guy Bailey reminisced on the university's history leading up to the football program.
On August 30th, 2015, we opened the doors to UTRGV. Think about that, but think forward to August 30th, 2025. 10 years to the date we opened the university. What do? We play our first football game.
UTRGV has sold nearly 3,000 ticket deposits so far. Conk emphasized it was the students who made this possible.
If it wasn't for the student vote back in 2021, none of this would be possible. And so I can tell you how proud we are as administrators to be able to say, students, you spoke, we listened, and now we're responding. And they're getting to see their student experience transform right in front of their eyes.
In addition, fans in Brownsville will be able to see the Vaqueros play one home game every year at the Sam's Memorial Stadium. Head coach Travis Bush said the fans will make the stadium experience memorable.
It's not just us. It's not just the team. It's definitely not the coach. It's everybody in the stand. It's everybody in those seats. The seats full, filled with orange, the student section packed, the band's playing, you being loud when we're on defense and just roaring as loud as we can when we score. And the whole county should know when we score.
This is Victoria Gonzalez for Good morning, Vaqueros! Here is this week's sports schedule. On March 5th at noon, the UTRGV women's tennis team will play against UC Riverside in Riverside, California. Additionally, the Vaqueros baseball team will battle against Incarnate Word in San Antonio at 2 p.m. On March 7th, the UTRGV men's basketball team will play against Utah Tech at the UTRGV Fieldhouse at 6:30 p.m. The UTRGV women's basketball team will also play against Utah Tech at St. George, Utah at 8 p.m. On March 8th, the Vaqueros baseball team will battle against Oakland at the UTRGV Baseball Stadium at 6:30 p.m. This is Victoria Gonzalez for Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
Good morning, Vaqueros. I'm Ariana Gallardo with this week's events. Taking place on both campuses, the Student Union will be hosting Union Unplugged from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Brownsville will be hosting theirs today, Monday, March the 4th, and the Edinburgh campus on Tuesday, March 5th. Also taking place on both student unions is the Mario Kart Deluxe Tournament. Both will be held on Monday, March 18th at 1 p.m. On Tuesday, March 19th, on the Edinburgh Quad, Blooms and Blossom will be taking place from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The event is meant for students to create their own personalized flower bouquet. Only 30 spots are available. And that was this week's event calendar.
And now, for this week's campus weather report. Good morning, Vaqueros. I'm Joseph Zambrano with this week's Valley Weather Report. We're looking at a moderate week to start off the month of March, with temperatures from the mid-80s to the high 60s all week. Expect high chances of precipitation all throughout, with scattered showers from Monday to Friday, so don't forget your umbrellas. We'll also be seeing some high humidity levels on Monday that will lower as the week goes on. I'm Joseph Zambrano, and that was this week's Valley Weather Report.
That is the newscast for this week.
Don't forget to check our columns where you can read the opinions of our staff on anything and everything. You can also read our news stories on our website, utrgvradio.com.
Make sure to download the Radio FX app and listen to your favorite DJ shows by favoriting Vaquero Radio. Check out our YouTube channel so you can watch our newscast and have the latest news from UTRGV.
From now on, our weekly newscast will also be broadcasted every Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Join us next week, same time, same place.
Only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
This has been Vaquero Radio News, the Valley Student Station.